I feel like it's one of those things that you can like put on your resume as like a slot filler, or it's like something that you say in an interview when they ask you, oh, what are you really good at? And you'll be like, time management, because you get all this stuff done in time. But in reality, you're a really good procrastinator. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a very late TBR for the 2020 Reading Rush. The Reading Rush is a week-long readathon that this year is lasting from July 20th until July 26th. There are a number of challenges that you can complete if you choose to. I'll be semi-participating in them this year. Okay, I'm gonna do some of them, but like, not all of them. What? Goodbye. Why does this keep happening to me? Anyways, because I'm busy and I'd rather just be spending my time straight up reading and doing work and schoolwork and all that fun stuff. Now, I did decide that I wanted to do some of the reading challenges that were laid out because I am very indecisive and I can't choose for myself. I'm just too indecisive overall. Like, it's just like too much. There's too many books I want to read right now. And it's like, so I let the reading challenges choose, and this is what I've come up with. So the first challenge is to read a book that matches the color of your birthstone, and I was born in February, so therefore mine's an amethyst. So therefore I have to choose a book that is purple. I don't own that many books, and I think only 3 of them are purple. So I decided to go with Never Let Me Go. I don't really know if this is purple. It's like a gray purple, so I'm going with it because the other books that are purple in my bookshelf really weren't that interesting to me yet. So Never Let Me Go is actually a 2005 dystopian sci-fi novel by Kazuo Ishiguro. It actually follows a girl named Kathy reminiscing her days at a boarding school in England, and that's really all I know about it. It's also a movie. I know this is actually like a pretty old book, but I've never read it. I've always heard it's amazing, and it's kind of just been sitting in my bookshelf. So I was like, well, it's time. So the second challenge is to read a book that starts with the word the, and I chose to read The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I already read this book 2 days ago when I had extra time, and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. It was gut-wrenching. It was moving, and all I can say is, as a white person, all I can do is strive to be better. That's really all I can say. I really recommend anyone and everyone read this book, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone or anyone. Basically, the plot revolves around a girl named Star and her family, and she witnesses the death of her friend who is in the car with her by a police officer. And a lot happens and unfolds from that. Okay, a lot unfolds, and like I said, I don't want to spoil it, but if you want something that can really relate to what's happening today, I really recommend that you read this book. So the third challenge is to read a book that has inspired a movie that I've already seen, and I feel like this is the perfect time to read To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before, because I've only watched the movie. And I know that's really sad because I always love reading the books before the movies, but it just kind of came out on Netflix and I had friends who really wanted to watch it, and I was like, all right, let's do it. So if you're not familiar with To All the Boys I've Ever Loved Before, if you haven't watched the movies, you haven't read the book, it basically follows the story of Laura Jean, and she has all of these love letters that she's kept secret in a box in her room, like her whole life, and these love letters are addressed to people who she's loved in her life, and her sister is like, hey, I'm gonna send those out because you need some love. And so we get a bunch of drama that I don't want to reveal to you guys, so I really recommend that you read either you read the book or you watch the movie. I feel like the movie was really well done. Like, I actually really enjoyed it. It's a really cute kind of drama-y movie, if you're into that romance. It's cute, it's high school. What else do you want? Alright, so the fourth challenge is to read the first book that you touch. And I don't know, like, if that means now because I've been touching a lot of books, or like from now on. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm literally gonna reach behind me. I'm not looking at like the bookshelf, and I'm gonna pick something from the second row because those are all the books I haven't read, and I'm just gonna pick something random, and we're just gonna go with that. So I'm actually gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna reach behind me. I'm just gonna pick a book. Doesn't matter what it is, it's gonna get read. Okay. It's this one. Okay. Well, I picked Roar by Cora Carmack. Don't know what it's about, but I'm about to tell you what it's about because I'm going to read the description and tell you what it's about. Alright, so Roar is actually about a girl named Aurora who is forced to marry a prince, and she realizes she can maybe steal his magic. So we're going to follow that up by reading it, and we're going to see what it's really about. Because this actually seems really interesting. I'm surprised I haven't read this book before, but I also have a lot of books I need to read. So the fifth challenge is to read a book completely outside. So I'm just going to take one of these books and read it outside. I will probably go and do that on a nice day where it doesn't make me sweat balls, because today was absurdly hot. So it wasn't an option. So the sixth challenge is to read a book in a genre that I want to read more of, that I want to explore more. And the one I want to explore more is actually new adult, because I'm getting to the point where young adult is actually starting to drive me a little bit insane, because all the books kind of seem very similar. Not all of them. Some of them obviously deviate from the norm, and I really appreciate that and I love that. But a lot of books follow the same structure, same heroines, same kind of thing, and it's like, I can't do it anymore. I need a break. So even though, like, you know, obviously I will continue to read young adult, it would be nice if I ventured into new adult. And I thought, what better way to do that than to read Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas, because I've always loved Sarah J. Maas, you know, despite some of her books being over the top. You know, overall, I did love the writing style. I love that she put so much effort into her books. Like, each book is like over 600, 700 pages, and that takes a long time. Now, I pre-ordered this book actually because I loved the cover. Like, I don't really buy physical books. Like I said before, like, I have this small ass bookshelf. Like, I don't really like physical books. I don't like wasting paper. It's like, they're really nice to have. I love them, but I'm just not a big hoarder of books. But this book was so beautiful, like, and like, you can feel the cover and it's just like so nice, and I'm like, oh, I have to pre-order this book. And I was gonna read it as soon as I got it, and I don't even remember when this was released. Like, this was released like 5 months ago or some shit. And I was like, wait a second, I hate reading books that are part of a series when they're brand new. And the reason for that is because I like to read each book in order, right? Like, you like to read them immediately. Like, you don't like to wait, because if you have to wait, then you kind of forget, and then, you know, you lose. I mean, for me, I lose a lot of like love for a series if I have to wait a really long time. And Sarah J. Maas takes a long fucking time to release these books, right? Like, she takes years. I don't blame her, because these are really long books. These are really long, well thought out books. But the issue is that, so now I have this book and I didn't want to read it because I really wanted to wait for the second book to at least be announced, right? But instead, right now, she's actually working on the next book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series, which is like featuring Nesta and Cassian, I believe. And I'm like, oh, that's great. What about this series? So this has just been sitting in my bookshelf waiting to be read. The cover has been wasted because it just sits there. I mean, it looks really pretty, but I'm like, I mean, so this is young adult. I'm like, I guess it's just time for me to bite the bullet and read it because I have it. I'd rather not go searching for something when I know there's something here that I really want to read. That's new adult. So I really want to investigate new adult again, like I said. I've read some really good new adult books. I feel like that's a genre that should really be capitalized on more, because young adult is just so broad right now. And I feel like new adult would open up a lot of avenues for people. I don't know, I'm just saying. The seventh challenge is to read a book that takes place on a different continent. And just so you guys know, these books can be the same. Like, they count for 2 challenges. So I'm counting Never Let Me Go as that book because it is on a different continent. It's in Europe. I don't know exactly where. I just know it's in Europe. So I'm going to count that. But also, all these other books are technically on different continents because they're in another world. So I'm not saying that these are the only books I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be reading probably more books because I read books really fast. Like I can read a 400-page book in about 2 to 3 hours if I really sit down and just read it. But sometimes that requires skimming, and that's fine. And I bet you're all wondering, hey Jess, you've only read like one book this week. How the fuck are you going to accomplish to read all of these in like the next 3 days? And I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do that. Time management. Yeah, right. No, it's not time management. It's called procrastination. My procrastination skills are next level. I feel like it's one of those things that you can like put on your resume as like a slot filler, or it's like something that you say in an interview when they ask you, oh, what are you really good at? And you'll be like, time management, because you get all this stuff done in time. But in reality, you're a really good procrastinator. I don't know about you guys, but I know me. I'll be up at like 3 a.m. just shooting rainbows out of my ass because my shit is so good when I have a deadline that's coming up. Like I'll be writing the best shit ever. It's so weird. So you might be thinking, oh Jess, why don't you just actually time manage? Well, you see, you amazing person, I suck at that. I will literally set out a schedule for myself to do my work, and it never works. I literally just wait until the last minute because YouTube and Netflix take up all my time, and so do books. If I'm really into like the book, I literally can't focus on anything else until I put it down. I'm very impulsive. It's just how I am. Deal with it. Anyway, so that is my TBR list. I plan to read more books. So I have more books on the back burner in case I actually finish all of these, which I might finish all of them. I don't know yet. It just depends. Time management skills, baby. My procrastination skills will bring me here. So my current plan is to read 5 books this week. The links are down below. And if you guys like the content today, subscribe and like the video and comment down below and let me know what books you guys are planning to read this week, because I'm really curious about other books people want to read, and if they decide to do the challenges or not. Yeah, just let me know what you guys are doing.